more. I was on earlier, just chapter verses 8 through 11, and I did say that I learned some hours later, roughly a good time. It's 6:45 in the evening. It's still very bright. It's a beautiful. Oh, how I wish days were like it would be this country region a place to live. If all the evenings were like this, nice birds singing in the trees, these fly not around us, and it was comfortable. But anyway, the Lord is He is so. I am so of His love, worthy of His grace, worthy of His compassion. Not worthy at all, but because of His ever in love. Then I've been enabled, empowered, let me say, to sit where I sit here and to share with you words of life. And look at things like, or attack, not even a word. Are we actually deny and say it's wonderful words? Bearing in mind in the state at this time, Israel was in a sleeping state. Israel was in repair, spiritually speaking. They were like other nations and they should not have been. They were a nation that was set apart, that, let us say, by God. They got listed in as much as stood in that was set apart for His use. And on the most beautiful of heaven have shared with a special people that they could really be a people of one that would be an example of how one should and could really. Israel is we can really confidently say that Israel. I think we could. I think we could at this point say that Israel had faith, and with the amount of messages I said, these 5 prophets that addressed them for you. So at least we know that 5. Within Zephaniah, it was Habakkuk, Zephaniah, and Malachi. These prophets. Now there are other prophets we haven't looked at what address work. We have not. We haven't read their work as yet. No. So let's not say anything about them until we have read them. But name from God to preach a message of repentance, to preach also of them of who they were, or a message of judgment. Anytime a message of judgment coming from the Lord, take time to repent. He always showed them and who He was going to bring them that righteous indignation, so that they could turn from their ways, backsliding. Why do we also think the Lord allows these things at whatever time to come upon us, or upon us? I believe it is because He loves us. Parent who loves their child will chastise their child and come in forms. It doesn't always have to be the belt or the a word that um, as a parent may ground the child to ground or to to stop the child in the things that they used to for a period of time. Put their attention, to use a word that may be out of the schools. A parent will always chastise. So the Lord loves us, and who He loves, He chastens. We're looking at just one nation at this moment in time. Verse. Nothing much is said about them during this, but nothing at all is said. Let's read chapter 2. It says, Ye also, ye shall be slain by my sword. Ye Ethiopia also, ye shall be slain by my sword. Let me read next here. No, chapter 2 and verse 12 says, You two Ethiopians will be put to my sword. You two Ethiopians will be put to death by sword. Now, what can we get from this? It's a twofold. I think it's a twofold prophetic message. One is what happened, something because the Ethiopians were humbled, but in hand, or in the second, we also particularly well. I think it's in is it Ezekiel, Daniel, the prophetic books. We will get to that. We will see where it's very much involved, and I'm not mistaken, they could also be named in the confederacy of nations around that particular up against it, even in the land. So very little about Kush at this point, but it is very a name that, let us say, could or might very well be involved in the end of days, things that are around the end. But let's not too involved in that at the time. Judah is in the backslidden. The people are much, they are hurt the Lord, and it hurt in so much. When I say hurt, probably similarly to you, because we can't really hurt God in that sense. But pointed as gone against the very principles statue of the Lord, then he's going to use elements, nations, to come against them, oppress people. But even though God uses elements to suppress, the same elements that he uses is the same people that he's going to destroy. So we have Philistia, 5 cities within that area. We've got Moab and Ammon, which, yes, they were relative to Judah and to, but he suppressed them. They feel with their pride and their mock, pride, and they even went up the very borders of Israel. Every now and again, wanted them. Every now and again, they would rush their borders. It's like Russia, Ukraine. They had amassed before the war. They had amassed all time launching missiles, whatever, on of you. The whole do not invade, and they were saying we are not. We have no intention of. That's what Putin said, if you remember quite clearly. But the day came in February, March that they went across the borders, isn't it? So it's something that I would say that Ammon and Moab did, that came up against the border and torn and probably came over at times and suppressed and did damage to life. I mean, also destroyed, was across the border. God destroyed them as he destroyed so far. Then the third one that we have here, list of nations to be destroyed, is Ethiopia or Cush. Where used with this name is in Genesis. If you read that, Cush or Cush is a descent of Ham, which was hence the Cushites. So anytime you shite, so anything to do Cush, it was which was the nation occupied the region of the Upper Nile, which today Ethiopia, part of Sudan. Yeah, and we all Sudan in Sudan right now. There's a war, or they may say skirmishes or civil war, but that it could really spill over. Geographically, that's where Kush was. But we really don't know the big or how large, aware of how large Kush was. And it was even on top of that, it also was a part, southern part of Egypt. But historians say that it was advanced civilization and very strong. But then they were overthrown by a larger army. Babylon, they were destroyed by a powerful force. They again were the word power. I had reason to such an. So at the time when the Cushites were sent Judah to conquer Judah, and this was during the time of Asa. Now Asa wasn't. He was one of Judah, and in First Kings that did that which was right of the Lord. When Asa of Judah cried, and his armies prevailed against. So they were a formidable people. They were a formidable army. They had strong, and yes, I don't think there was anybody that really could stand up against them other than those that were stronger. One being Babylonians, who God was stronger than the Babylonians, and than any other army that could Cush. God declared that he would again pay the Ethiopians by be the Lord himself who would judge Ethiopia against his people. Babylonians who used as agent with justice against conquer and destroy Ethiopia in approximately 586 BC. Judgment of Ethiopia, a strong and distant, clear and powerful message to Judah. No nation God's wrath. And I think again it's a twofold. So even though then and it was Judah in regards to Ethiopia, but even today, future days, God to these people, and there will be no nation that would be spared. Because no nation, United States, will be spared God's wrath. The Russian Federation, Chinese, People's Republic, because they may have the largest army in the world, numbers I'm not aware of any nation that is larger in military as far as concerned. It doesn't matter when it comes to God, all object to the wrath of God. So God. We can't buy our way. No man who has the resource to buy his way out of God's wrath. It's literally impossible. All nations are going to want this. Remember, even if as we go along, there's no nation, individual, even in our day, that ever will be spared God's wrath. You deserve it, you will receive it. He deserves it. If a ruler or military leader feels that they do not deserve, they are going into some legal God so that they can be spared the wrath of God. If going to go around a conference table right now, do today confess, repent. That's what he will only accept. But if we wait until the last to ask for the table, peace, asks for mercy. God is not going to by God is not going to do it. Judgment will towards here in Zephaniah, Ethiopia, slain by his sword. In our time will be slain by the sword, will be judged. Sin will be judged. We all know that, and we won't find it different unless it's with somebody else. The projection of it, but Cush is the son of Noah's second son, who and whose second of Cush. Sorry, it's Ham, and who has called Cush. He is of Noah. That we do know. We know that Cushites are the Ethiopians. That again is, and the Lord said, "Down beach, you Ethiopians." That's what the text says here. Will be put to death. Not maybe, not think about it. Not that sit around the table and make some plans or let's call a truce and call it a day. No. He's saying you Ethiopians will be death by choice of or you get whatever is coming. No. It's by the sword of God. And we've got to be very clear that sin will not have a chance to get away when the Lord begins to act righteousness and indignation to understand that. So if you think, meditate on that, absolutely help me accept the things that I cannot change. Accept these and grow in grace, to grow in understanding, to grow a word, and to accept. If God says He destroy, then that's what God's going to mend, what He's going to strengthen and bless, then that's what God is. You see, the people who He deals with never part of that. It's because He loves the people, and it's because He wants good. I mean, He could destroy all of us. I mean, if you were on our, we wouldn't have a chance. We wouldn't have a chance to get away with anything, because God would just wipe. Because even when we do what we do, there's nothing in this side. But I believe that I need to be dedicated to His word, growing daily. I think that's important. Daily, growing daily. Bless you so much again for being with us. If you have, may God continue to abide with you. That as you go, it's just Wednesday today. You don't know what Thursday. What we that when we get there, God is waiting for us. So be strong and be sober. Again, come to you, knowing that it is the goodness of God that brings this point. where we, my God, hallelujah, in Jesus' name. Thank you for connecting with us, and I hope we'll see you tomorrow to speak of God. And yes, we will be the kingdom of Assyria, and we see what judgment